Good morning, 10%ers. It's Michael with Trading Escapes. You can find it at tradingescapes.com. It is Wednesday, December 19th, 2018. It is another fine day to prove that we can trade with a plan. We aren't here to make profit. We aren't here to have a green day, red day. We are here to trade a plan. We're here to trade professionally. And, well, we're not here to trade professionally. We're here to learn to trade professionally, right? So it's not about can we make some money today. The money's a byproduct. No one ever needs to worry about that in trading. They need to learn how to trade. They need to learn how to be disciplined. Consistency, discipline. Create a system that allows you to build a plan, that the plan uses strategies, that strategy has an idea, execution, and management. And that's what we're trying to prove to ourselves. After 5 months of intense studying and learning and doing everything that we possibly have time for obsessively in the stock market, it's time to settle down, see what we've learned, and try to trade a plan. We're up a little bit this week, which is always good. We want to be in that 10%. We don't want to be in the 90% who can't pull this off, that allow the side of them to bubble up that we can't control. It's everything put together. There's so much that goes into trading, and at some point I'm going to do a video, or I'm going to do a series of videos on my experience of putting all this together. Who are the people, right? Gurus, mentors, whatever you want to talk about. Where are the best videos to watch? What's the technology? Who are the brokers? What are the skills? What's the time? What's the profit? All of this stuff, just breaking down this stuff into bite-sized chunks. And there's a lot that goes into learning, for instance, the skills, reading charts. Reading charts is a big skill set. But to beginners, just to even see, okay, reading charts is something I need to do. Technical analysis, something I need to do, right? Who are the brokers? TD Ameritrade, Lightspeed. How do I find stock selection, right? Stock selection, stocks to trade software, trade ideas software, TD Ameritrade scanner, and their Thinkorswim platform. All of these things that they don't need. It doesn't need to be difficult. These things should be the easy components, and the difficult components are the technical analysis and getting down into the trading. Really, to be honest with you, the difficult component is sticking to a plan. The stock selection, quite frankly, all of that stuff, once you have a systematic approach to it, even technical analysis, it's not difficult. The difficult part is that we're all human beings, all of us, who are sitting at our platforms trying to execute trades, and we have feelings and emotions that some feel better than others. When you lose money, you want to make it back, and we have to temper that with the plan. We have to be able to trade the plan. We have to realize and trust that that plan is going to give us the gains that we want. It's going to give us the upside, the green. We're going to be in the 10%. Revenge trading, over trading. These are the types of things that are going to get you nowhere. Well, they're going to get you somewhere. They're going to get you broke, and you'll give up, and you'll be done with it. And I've been there. The last 5 months haven't all been roses. I'll make videos that get into that at some point, but I've taken some big losses, and it's those losses that have taught me. And it's so hard. I don't understand how to relay to anybody just watching a video how quick it can happen, right? And how it's your fault. It truly is. It's all preventable, but you have to know how it happens. You have to know how it unfolds, and you have to believe it. For instance, just one component, revenge trading, right? You wake up in the morning, you do your stock selection, you have an idea, and you execute on it, and it doesn't work out. if your plan says to take another trade or look at this, or that's fine, stick to your plan. But if that was supposed to be it and you're down, the next thing you start to do is, okay, where's the next opportunity that I can you know, I just want to eliminate some of this loss, right? You start to mentally have this discussion with yourself. You know, I lost $1,000. If I could just get 200 of it back. Well, the next thing you know, you've lost another 500. Now you're $1,500 down. But you don't give up. See, that's the thing with trading, is it can be counterintuitive to every other mindset you've ever been you know, programmed with. Don't give up, you know. Yeah, give up. Absolutely give up. Give up on the micro. Don't give up on the macro. What I mean is give up on the daily level. And, you know, I was one of those people who was like, what's the difference between taking 10 trades a day, right? If the opportunity's there and the setup's there, and taking 10 trades over 10 days, 1 trade a day, right? There's no difference. You know, this is ridiculous. You know, this idea, these, you know, I hear all these people saying, you know, take 2 trades, and if they don't work out, you know, cut your losses and trade again tomorrow. You know, I'm sitting there going, what the hell's the difference between tomorrow and today? The stocks are the stocks, the market's the market. It's going up and down. There's consolidation and expansion. Let me just find consolidation and get into an expansion. It just doesn't work that way. You have this, and maybe it will. Maybe 5 years from now, I'll be able to see through the fog. But right now, it's all revenge, right? I'm going to make back that money. I can't get that number out of my head. Negative $1,000 or whatever it is, negative 10,000, negative 100. I'm going to chip away at it. I know I can just take a scalp right here and just kind of, you know, take a little chip out of that, and then I'll be good for tomorrow. 9 times out of 10, again, you know, the math is against you. You're going to mess up because you're not really playing a setup. You're not really playing into a strategy. You're just looking for anything that you believe is an opportunity, and it just doesn't work. Anyway, we're about 7 minutes from the bell. It's the December of discipline, right? December of discipline. There we go. And we're trying to have some consistency, and we're trading the beta name AMD again, and we're going to stick to our plan. Looking for 1 or 2 trades today, hopefully just 1, and we'll see what happens. We're also watching MU had a big pull down in aftermarket here. It's kind of flatline pre-market. It had another pull up, but if this thing curls and fails, there's nothing on the daily chart, at least for the past year, that's giving this thing any sort of support. I mean, the last 37 was the last support level. Here it's at 33. We've already broken through that with this gap on the aftermarket. So it's interesting. We may come and look at this later. Anyway, I'm going to put everybody on pause. Be back with you in about 6 minutes. Three, 2, 1. And there's the bell. So MU had a big pull down, which is in this sector. And so we're going to watch AMD for a little sympathy on this. Obviously, it's just put in a big red candle already. Opened at 1944. Have a running target at 1894. So running target 1894. Our 9 and our 20, 6 cents apart. I mean, it's the open, so I put it in a green candle now. Had a nice big pull down in the open. Now it's just relaxing a little bit. Now we're getting a push to the upside. It's your typical morning bounce here. Looking at 68 on the upsides, our trigger. This isn't a runner. We haven't really moved 50 cents. So 50 cents will be at 80. So we've hit our trigger. Now we're just waiting for either expansion to the upside, pull back to the 9, pull back past the 9 towards the 20, and get in as it peels back up. So we're having a pullback now. Entries at 55. $20 seconds left in this candle. Just have to be patient. We may be flat this morning. We may not have an entry. It's okay. We may have entry 20 minutes from now. The point is don't force what's going on right at this moment. All right, and at 56. Took that entry as it pulled back to the 9. Now we're going to look for some expansion. This is the mindset of trading the plan. We have to have losers, right, in order to have the winners. It's all a percentage game. So the worst case scenario is we're going to have a loser today. We know how much that loser is going to be. It's going to be $100. So we're putting on the risk. We've got the setup. We've executed. And now the management is just to stay strong and don't move that stop, right? Our stop is at 47. But that's the position that we've gotten into, and we have to play it out. I really don't like this, the second, it's not on the chart, it doesn't look like a second pullback, but we started having some strength to the upside and decided to start to pull back. So I'm really thinking that we are going to hit our stop here, but we'll see what happens. Unfortunately, our stop right now is at the 20. Maybe that can provide us just enough support not to hit it. And then again, I could be wrong. All right, so our second opportunity will be as we cross back over the 9 to the upside. But it doesn't look like we're going to get there, does it? this thing has decided that the bears are in control. So we've reversed again, shot down under our moving averages. Our trigger to the downside now, from our high down 50 cents, trigger sitting at 22. So here's the trigger point. Excuse me. Everybody's doing good today. It's Wednesday. Get some good sleep. As you know, we do different things with our diet. We're sort of on a paleo diet. I mean, it's not. I don't really like to use the term paleo because I don't know, it has some bad rap, I guess. But just non-processed, more vegetables, lean meat, all that good stuff. So we've been doing that for the last couple days, and doing a little bit of juicing, which is not exactly paleo, but at least it's not processed, home processed, right? So feeling pretty good. I haven't been sleeping real soundly. I think I'm just excited to get up in the morning and trade, to be honest with you. Excuse me. So we're having a nice pullback. We're having this pullback before we hit the trigger. So it'd be interesting to see if we pull down, hit the trigger, if we have another opportunity to get in. Sometimes when you see this happen, so it's kind of like right before we hit the trigger, we had a pullback. We'll see if there's another opportunity, another pullback at some point on this trend down. Maybe, maybe not. I'm completely happy with taking the $99 loss for the day. It's part of the plan. We have 2 more days of trading. Hit our trigger. So we are active to take a trade now. Trade again right now in these first couple minutes after the trigger hits. It's back up here at the 9. Excuse me. I had a good pull down, and now it's just sort of waffling around. What happened there? What was that? What was that? What was that? What you doing to me? All right, took a second entry at 38. Pull that stop up. a little mental game. Feel like we got more breathing room. Our stop is still at 48. Don't get me wrong. Looks like it's going to maybe have a pop to the downside. No, we got support, a little bit of buyers coming in at 36. And it's going to pop up now. And the market told me I was wrong. All right, I'm going to look at my stop being at 33 right now. A little more aggressive on the stop because we've already had one loss for the day. All right, we're getting down to a new low level. And we're going to have a pop here. Just mentally keeping the 9 in play for a stop. That's looking a little heavy. Let's see what happens. The 9's down to 29 now. It's just doing the dance. It's pulling down, pulling up. You know, pulls down, relaxes, you know, mini consolidation, and then pulls back, you know, then have it expand again to the downside. It's all consolidation and expansion. Now this time frame is a little bit tight to really talk about consolidation and expansion, but you know, at a small level, the micro level, it's kind of what's going on. Eighteens are low. See if we can break down through that. Again, this is all, you know, today was a loser. Our first trade was $99 down. That's if we end the day $99 down, we're just fine with it. That's the plan that we set out to trade today. So far, the 9's held as resistance. As soon as I say that, it pops back up to the 9. And it's going to break over now. Maybe. Yep. Seeing a lot of buyers coming in at that 20 level. See if we can put in a new low here. Tap the low, and now it's kind of rebounding off that a little bit. Just cracked a new low, 17. We're just watching it real careful. Okay, it's getting some legs back to the upside. And it's just playing out this candle. Came up, looked at the 9 for a second. Looking at it again, see if we can get through this candle and have a pop to the downside and break a new low. We're in at 12. 12 is the low. We're in at 38. I think it's gonna need a retest of the 9 here. 7 was our initial profit target. We pulled that down just to relax it a little bit. Like I said, I think we're due for a little retest. So we're putting in a green green candle now. Still got 30 seconds left on this. So we're in the management phase now. We've executed the trade. We've had the idea. We've done execution, and now we're doing management. So we're coming right up and testing the 9. It's a small test so far. Coming back up to it again. Oh, it looks like we're going to try to break it. Just pulled right over it. If we decide to run over it now, we may have to get out. Seen some buyers come in there at the 20 level. See if we can hold through this test of the 9. Huge amount of sellers right there. Hopefully that gets us some pressure to the bear side. So it's just this little scramble at this 9 level. We had a pullback. We're just trying to figure out, does it have enough strength do the bulls have enough play to pull this up, or the bear is going to continue to have control and push this back down. All right, now we had a good pop off the 9. 12 is our low. It's still struggling. It doesn't want to give it up. Let's see if we can get big buyers coming in. If we get through these buyers, we may have a huge drop to the downside. We'll see what happens. 12. Okay, we hit the low, bounced off of it. New low at 10. Nine is moving down with us. I don't want to see another pullback already. Pullback in the first half of this candle is fine, but let's. All right, so now we're in the second half. Let's see this candle go red. There's a lot of buyers coming in though. What's it gonna do? Not liking it. The 9 and the 20 are coming together. We're gonna put a stop at 21. We're just gonna see how this plays out. I moved my stop up to 31 as I saw the bears kind of take a little bit of control again. It's getting a lot of consolidation. You know, we've held it this long. Let's stay strong, mentally focused. We're going to have a green day, guaranteed. We won't let this trade. This trade's not going red on us. It's just a matter of how much at this point. It just will not get off that 9. I think it's going to have a pull up to the 20 at some point. I mean, but it's just not. Big buyers coming back in at 15. See if we can push through it. All right. Nope. So this is where, you know, it's a mental game. This isn't hard. You know, I'm just moving my fingers around. It's just this mental game, and you're watching your P&L, and you're making it difficult for yourself. All right, we're out at $51 of profit. Just a massive pull up here. I knew it wanted to test that. I knew it wanted to test that 20. It was just consolidating too long on the 9 and not pulling down enough. Excuse me. I'm not saying it's going to pull up here. It definitely could reverse. We'll let it play out a little bit. Excuse me. All the flu's going around. I'm not catching the flu. Nah, we don't get sick. Don't get sick of trading escapes. Can't get sick. Too many things to do. Too many fun things to do. I hope everybody has a chance today to, find something in their life that you realize you appreciate. I'm not saying I'm the most jolly person in the world. It's a struggle for me every day to wake up and, just make sure that I know, number one, how lucky we are just to have shelter, food, everything else. I watched this old show, I think it was from the 90s, just an old Canadian show the other day, Pioneer Quest, and not very well produced show, but it was interesting. I mean, it was a complete, these people had to move to the prairie in Canada and build their own, learn how to plow with a horse, build their own shelter and everything else. You know, back in the day, a long time ago, I was a big fan of Survivor. So, you know, it's not something that I'm not used to watching on TV. And it's like, oh, whatever, big deal. But the more you watch the series, the more you really kept looking at it and go, wow, we're damn lucky. You know, I mean, it's just insane. I mean, it was 40 below zero. You know, can you imagine being in a wood hut at 40 below zero? Trying to figure out how you're going to stop the cold from getting in. What do I do? Use moss, wood? What the hell do I have? You know, you don't have anything. And meanwhile, you're trying to keep your animals alive and you're trying to find something to eat. And it's 40 below zero, right? I like the cold. I like the snow. You know, I grew up in Virginia, was born in New York, so snow's fine with me for a while. But 40 below zero, that's just insanity. I mean, it's like you go outside and throw water in the air, it just freezes cold. Anyway, I don't even know what I'm talking. I'm just saying, I'm hoping everybody is in the green today. You're in the 10%. You're in the group. You're in the club. You're with us all. If anybody has any questions or need anything, please reach out. I'll do my best to, will I have the answer? Probably not, but I'll help find the answer for you. Like I said, the last 5 months we've been doing this. I've got to have some information to share with somebody who's getting into this, whether you're new or not. All right, we're going to shut down for the day, and we'll be back tomorrow. Green, $51. We took 2 trades. You know, I think we traded fairly well. I don't think there was anything I would have done different. You know, I could have taken a little more profit out of this trade here, but you know, given what the news was with MU, let's go look at that real quick. Given what the news was with MU and how weak it was, and I should have been looking at the MU chart because obviously it's not weak. So this thing took a turn at 838, it turned and went to the upside. And we took a turn about 10 minutes later. So knowing that, maybe I could have got out a little bit earlier down here. But, you know, I was really just, you know, the first trade sets the tone for the day. So if we're red on this trade, just in this plan, in our strategy, if we're red on this trade, it's a red day. So the second trade isn't change, you know, it's not trying to change this into a green day. It's not trying to make our profit target necessarily. It's really just taking a trade with limited risk, right? We kind of moved our stops around a little bit more aggressively and just seeing where it goes. You know, I just wanted to see where it went. I was fine with the red day, so why not see if this thing drifts down $1? You know, if it wants to take a whole point out of AMD, you know, I'd have been fine just chasing it down, following the 9, waiting for it to pull up, following it back down, and seeing where it ended up. That didn't happen, but still, you know, we got $200 out of that trade, and we did turn it into a green day, so good on us, right? Okay, we will be back tomorrow. I've got people hitting my phone, so I need to see what they need and help them out. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.